Hello. Hi. Me and my ADHD combination journey. So I start thinking about certain things in the work area. I was working for this company, and after I guess it was after a year, I start having anxiety attacks on going to work. So anxiety attacks, I mean, nothing had changed, but I was writing code and everything, but I was on the same project for it's about a year. So for some reason, I started having anxiety attacks. I don't know why. It had nothing to do with my understanding of writing the code, but it was certain things on being on the same project. So I started thinking, I'm like, why, especially now, I'm like, why it had not happened with other jobs. So let's go a little back. So when I started writing code, I, after writing code, I was something that they call a road warrior. So basically, I guess it could call a serial contractor. I liked doing contract work. So road warrior. So I was a contractor writing code, and it was COBOL, C. I did some Java. I did certain things in TCL. So it's writing code, but it was contracts. I would end up finish writing the code. Once I'm done with the code, it was time for another contract. So doing things like that, and I was traveling. So I was a road warrior going different locations. And I was okay. And also when I was writing code as a systems analyst, when I was in undergrad, I was writing code, but I was writing code for different projects. So once I finished one project, I started writing on another project, and I started engaging. And also I was in school. So I was working full time as a junior systems analyst, and I was in school full time in military. So everything was just changing, all constant change. So everything was okay. So come back, fast forward to the position, I end up getting a permanent systems analyst position. And this permanent systems analyst position, I was writing on the same code. I was not working on different projects. So one time I started going into work, and I end up having, and I thought it was a heart attack. That's what I'm like, God. And so I went to the doctor to find out what was going on, and it was not a heart attack. It had nothing to do with the heart health. I'm like, okay. And then so I talked to my job. I was like, okay. They was like, well, Nichelle, you can come in. Let's do coming in 3 days a week, and we can work around. So my job always worked with me. And I did that, but for some reason, every time it's time to come into work, I had an anxiety attack. So I went to the doctor, and the doctor said, okay, let's see what's going on, and let us take some time off. So my job allowed me to take time off. So taking time off, everything was great. And then after the 3 months was up taking, I went back, I started having anxiety attacks again. I'm like, what is going on? So I end up leaving that position, leaving that job, because my mother's like, it's not worth your health. So I end up resigning. It was a wonderful company, but that happening and not knowing what was going on. So once I did that, got in a huge blow up with my then spouse. And it was like, who would end up quitting a job, making blah, blah, blah amount of money? I mean, it was a nice amount of money and everything. Everything was great. And I'm like, me for my health. So I end up contacting and working with a consulting company, and I got a contract, still writing code. So this was for a 4-month contract, and I'm like, I'm still pushing through. I don't know what's going on. So this is where all the ahas coming in at. So I end up getting a contract, and the contract was I I was writing code on a TCL VRU menuing system code. So on the contract, it was away from the house. I knew it was going to be 4 months and I was doing certain things. And guess what happened? I didn't have any type of anxiety attacks. So that is what I'm looking at. So I'm looking at certain things that happened and why they happen now. It was like, so I am teaching. I'm an IT professor. I teach C++, Python, IT classes. But what works with me that I do not get, the anxiety does not happen, my change occurs. I get a new set of students that novelty, teaching new minds, new brains. So it's a new set of students and my modality can change inside the courses. So I'm like, wow, this is amazing. And I'm so glad that I'm finding out why these things will happen. The brain is so phenomenal. All right. Just some aha moments and seeing why things was happening. And I'm so glad that I am I'll say solution oriented. So if I have a problem, I'm always finding out and looking for solutions. So I've always been solution oriented because that's the way I think, looking for solutions. So I am so happy that now I know why the brain is phenomenal, neurodivergent, ADHD, and I'm so fortunate that I'm in the industry that allows certain things to happen and I kept pushing forward. All right.